guys, what's going on? Welcome to the vlog. I hope the start of your day is amazing. You know, I figured now that we are beyond the opening weekend, obviously, and we're actually closed here for probably a month or maybe even longer, I'm not sure. I figure it's the right time to give you guys a tour of the place. That way you understand what's going on. Obviously, we spent a lot of time here in the Reptarium 1.0. We've got Matilda over here, the Aldalber tortoises. We've got our 3 leopard tortoises, Big Mama Franklin, and of course Steve. You guys know the characters, and I'll give you a little bit of an overview. We did move a few things around. Obviously, Lucy is looking absolutely amazing and huge over here, but I also want to give you the flow of the place, give you an idea what things look like, some of our new animals, some of our older animals, how they're doing, just give you guys the whole kind of overview of what the Reptarium looks like these days. And of course, some of the kind of older tenants here of the Reptarium are still doing well. Casper is looking absolutely incredible. It's so cool to be able to share this with people. And now that we'll eventually, when we open back up, have even more room, it's going to be quite amazing. And guys, I understand that it's scary times out there, but just remember, I'm going to be here every day kind of encouraging you, trying to inspire you, and realize that we're going to get through this. I promise you. I know it's bizarre to be held up in our homes and isolated and not being able to go out to the cinemas and not being able to do a restaurant or a bar or whatever the case may be, no sporting events. It's unprecedented, and I get it, and it's really easy to kind of fall down that rabbit hole of like just stressing out, but I promise you, things are going to be okay. We have history on our side, right? And of course, Sunrise is looking as beautiful as ever. We're going to be feeding a lot of these snakes tomorrow. We'll feed a few on the vlog too, but it's just so amazing that I get to at least come here, you know? That's one thing. If we do get to the point where we're like lockdown, you can't leave your home, I'm living here. You know, I literally am going to move in and I'm going to stay here. So don't you worry about my animals. I promise they're going to be okay, and we're going to be okay, because like I said, we have history on our side. We know these things happen. It's terrible. It's hurting a lot of people. It's hurting us, obviously, everyone around me. My mom is isolated to a room. It's a tough thing for all of us. But the truth is that we know through history this will pass. Is it going to take some time? Yes, it will. But you know what? There will be another side. It'll give us an opportunity to kind of live with some uncertainty in our life and embrace that uncertainty and start to really appreciate the things around us that maybe we were taking for granted. Of course, there's Karma 2.0, the nosy bee panther chameleon. We all know that my Karma, you know, lived a long life and unfortunately passed away a few months ago. But Karma 2.0 is doing amazing. It's really gotten extremely docile now. If you remember when I first got it, it didn't like to be handled at all. Now you can see it's absolutely wonderful. This is a rather newcomer to the Reptarium, and this of course is Midnight, the Mexican black king snake, and just such a beautiful animal in that case. And by the way, there are hundreds of animals now in the Reptarium. You guys know that, so I can't really go cage by cage. I'm going to try to canvas the place as best I can. Certainly when we get over to Reptarium 2.0, we'll go cage by cage and really look at each animal. Here I'm just going to give you the overview because most of you guys know what's been over here, and Midnight is definitely a great addition. People absolutely love it to death, and you know, again, I know that everyone's routine with this insanity in the world is completely wild. You know, I mean, listen, you know, life is different. You know, again, I can't go to my gym. I can't do a lot of the things that I love doing. I can't go to the movie theater. You guys know that. I want to make sure you understand that we're going to do everything we can do to at least keep this routine the same. So every morning you will get this. And of course, this is Snoop Frog. he's such a beautiful, he's of course a fantasy frog, Argentine horned frog. Absolutely amazing. And again, I just want to be here for you guys and give that little time where you can say, let's just look at animals, be excited about things, and worry about the rest later, you know. And let's just keep on looking around and seeing some of these insane animals that I love so much. Of course, we have Daisy here. You know, a few people have been asking about her recently. She's doing great. She's eating like a maniac. She's so good. Abasuku is always an absolute dream animal. Hey guys, what's up, girl? What are you doing? Hi, sweetheart. You okay? No food. We're not food. We're not food. You're okay. There you go, girl. As soon as she knows we're not food, she is an absolute sweetheart. Look at this animal. I mean, it's amazing, again, about behavior. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about doing this entire vlog about how we approach the behavior of, you know, Abasuku and Chicken Strip and even Elvis, knowing that he's an absolutely amazing animal, and just, you know, our thought process behind it, right? So that you guys get an idea, if you're ever working with an animal, what we do. Let me know in the comments if you like that. And by the way, if you guys so choose to do do a cage by cage tour where that might be literally like 30 minutes long or something like that. I'm willing to do that if you want to. So let me know down in the comments and maybe get this video to like 10,000 plus likes or something like that, so I know you have a commitment to it. And we'll do a cage by cage and take 30 minutes or so. Of course, these are red Ackie monitors. Unbelievable little dwarf monitor from Australia. You know, again, all the intelligence of a big monitor lizard in a small body. And we've been habituating these guys. They're still a little bit more squirmy than, say, Elvis or something like that, but still such a cool animal. And you can see it starts to calm down just with a little bit of handling, and we never restrain them to the point where they're actually feeling like they're getting gripped, right? We're letting them do their own thing, run through our hands, and they're just cool little dwarf monitors. Again, something that if you want to monitor a lizard but you don't have a 6 or 8 foot cage, this is a great option. And you know there's absolutely no way I'm going to do a reptile tour of my building without showing my girl Bella. I mean, she's still always going to be one of the most special animals maybe that I've ever had in my entire life, to be totally honest with you. I love this girl so much, and she is so special. So whenever anyone comes, they have to spend some time with Bella, and it always changes the most hardened reptile hater into a reptile lover. Of course, again, longtime residents here of the Reptarium, the Europlatys fimbriatus, the giant leaf-tailed geckos from Madagascar. Unbelievable. I mean, just look at that tail, look at those eyes. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And of course, we have Cosmo and Wanda, the pair in here. She's been laying eggs now for close to a year, but unfortunately nothing is fertile. I don't know if I want to replace Cosmo with another male just to see if maybe I can get some fertile eggs or not, because I just don't know how I feel about it, because he's such a cool animal. Maybe it's okay that we don't produce, even though that would be pretty amazing. And then of course we have Jumper here, who is a crazy little dude for sure. This of course is a Cuban night anole that is absolutely incredible. I love these guys. A lot of times they're a little bit crazy and a little bit nippy and stuff like that, but this particular one is actually pretty cool, to be honest with you. Whoop, and there he goes. That's why we call him Jumper. And of course we have the arachnid wall with Zombie here, the Chilean rose-hair tarantula. We have a bunch of tarantulas and scorpions and other kind of creepy crawlies. One of the things that's really blown me away, I'm not gonna lie to you, is that whether it's a birthday party, a school event, or when people come to the Reptarium, is how many people are still a little bit fearful of snakes and sometimes even lizards, but will always hold the tarantulas. It doesn't even make sense to me. I think it's awesome, don't get me wrong, but it is wild how many people just think that these things are incredible. I tell it seriously, every time we're open or I do an event, you'll have people that are like, no way I'm holding a snake. And then I get them over to here and they're like, oh, I'll hold that tarantula. I would have never thought it. It was a pleasant surprise. And guess what, guys? I've now become a spider lover. And I skipped over Elvis because I saw that Toothless was looking like he wanted to come out and play. Of course, they're both Asian water monitors. This guy is a melanistic Toothless, and Elvis is amazing. Listen, Elvis is my my pet dinosaur, to be honest with you. But as Toothless is getting bigger and older, and he is so habituated to humans and socialized, he's gonna be a super special animal. So just like Elvis gets a lot of time walking around, we're trying to do that with Toothless as well. Let him walk around, bring him out a lot. With him, we're holding him a lot more than Elvis, and hopefully he'll be kind of more socialized to being in people's hands and climbing on people than Elvis is. But what an absolute beauty, and definitely one of my dream animals, so I'm so happy that he's doing so well. Of course, there's Joker, the scaleless Texas rat snake, and I want to know from you guys down in the comments, for anyone that has handled a scaleless snake, what do you think that they feel like? We've had wild things from velvet to peach to, believe it or not, the front runner is old people's skin. I mean, literally, I'd say 1 out of 3 people say that a scaleless rat snake feels like old people's skin. Now, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I've never touched and felt old people's skin, but I guess I've hugged my mom, and I get it. But if you've held them, let me know in the comments what you think it is, or what you think it would feel like, and maybe you'll agree and it's old people's skin. And Verde is deep in shed. So many people ask me about Verde. Is she okay? Of course she's doing amazing. She's still a great snake. I still love her to death. She's gonna look beautiful when she sheds out, and one day hopefully she'll get as big, if not bigger, than Ivy. I'm trying to kind of breeze over a lot of the animals that you guys see a lot, but there's some animals I know that I have to show you. Of course, Perdita is one of them, the cow reticulated python. Certainly the most popular snake when anyone comes over here to the Reptarium. But of course, once we jump over to the other side, you'll see Moo Moo, the other cow retic. Not not as placid or socialized as Perdita yet, but she's certainly coming along. And again, I am skipping over a lot of stuff because I want to get next door, but in the comments let me know if you want me to do another one. Which animals did I miss that you really want to know more about? Of course, Beetlejuice is up here, the Bell's Phase Lace Monitor. And you know, when I opened up the original Reptarium, it was really about as much variety as I could get, right? I wanted lizards, I wanted frogs and toads, I wanted snakes like Perdita and rhino iguanas, and as much variety, but also animals that people could socialize. When it came to next door, when I opened up that one, I still wanted people to be able to interact with things, but it was more about dream animals, like things that I always wanted. Bell's Phase Lace Monitors certainly fall into that category. One of the animals that I've been dreaming about since I was a kid. I had the opportunity to meet when I was in Australia a handful of times. I even saw one in the wild once, which was amazing. Couldn't catch it, it disappeared as I was running after it. But to actually have Beetlejuice now, even though it stays up there on his perch, it's coming down a little bit. I promise you, the socialization that we do with all the other animals, that this thing is going to be one of our tamest lizards here in the next month or two. We're working really hard on it. So just to give you an idea what my philosophy was between the Reptarium 1.0 and what 2.0 being the dream animals. Of course, we have my guy Taz, the Argentine blue tegu. This dude puts a smile on my face every time I see him, and people love him as well. I mean, such a good animal. We have the emerald tree boa up here. That's amazing. Of course, Night Fury's just cruising around, just shed out, looks absolutely stunning. But I'll tell you what, one animal that is a rock star over here at the original Reptarium, of course, is Ben and Jerry, the two-headed snake. I mean, this is the animal that every kid freaks out about. They're like, oh my God, a two-headed snake. And that was the exact kind of reaction I was hoping for here at the Reptarium, is that people would just get inspired and go, oh my God, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And it's doing amazing. I wish that I could take it out more often, but we definitely keep that one in the cage the majority of the time because we want to keep it healthy. The fragility of it is something that we're always concerned of. Of course, Nova. And really that wraps up the Reptarium, original Reptarium. Of course, we have our turtle pond here. Right now we just have 7 red-eared sliders and a couple cooters in here, but we are going to definitely increase that a lot, work on this a little bit more because we want kids to be able to feed them, just because it's so cool to have, like, you know, aquatic turtles come up and eat. So working on this one, it's definitely a work in progress, but it's the transition into the new Reptarium. And the first huge enclosure, of course, is Diddy and Dixie's cage. Come on, guys, you want some food? Come on, Diddy, come on. Come on, bud. You can see they're settling in really well. They are such a trip. And little things like that is how you kind of habituate them, as well as, you know, just give them little treats. And as you're giving them little treats, they become even more socialized. And they're not afraid of you as much, right? Because they go, oh, I can come get treats. That's a good thing. This enclosure is amazing. And it's cool because you can see it from the outside, of course, as well as the inside. And then, of course, there's my iguanas and my tortoises in here. And of course, the little crimson albino that lost his tail last week is doing really well. They're still all eating super good and they're doing amazing. So it's cool to see the reds, the crimson albinos. Of course, we've got Frenches over here. That is the yellow one. And of course, the tortoises down below are doing amazing as well. Of course, Cupcake is using this whole enclosure. Sometimes she's up on the branches, sometimes she's down below. Feeding her tomorrow, and that's going to be the big trick, is she going to eat? Because remember I told you, when she was over at Reptile 1.0, she just didn't settle in, she wouldn't eat. When I took her back to BHB, she crushed food. So hopefully she's going to eat for us tomorrow, and if that's the case, I know she's settled in and loves her enclosure. I will say, I think she's in good shape because before she was pacing all the time. Now she's settled in really well, so I think it's going to be good. Of course, we moved Jeffrey, the hypogranite Burmese python, over here, and he looks amazing and is just absolutely incredible. Of course, we have Snap and Pop in here, a male and a female, and they are unbelievable. I've been saying this for a while. One of my favorite enclosures. They're so active, right? Sometimes they're on the ground, sometimes they're up there. I mean, every time you come by here, they're in a different position. I mean, they're just climbing around, just really utilizing. They've got hot spots down here. They've got a basking spot up top, so they can literally thermal regulate all they want. again, feeding for the first time tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. Gonna have to separate them out, obviously, to feed them, but I couldn't be more happier with the way this enclosure turned out. Like I mentioned earlier when I was handling Perdita, I wanted to show you Moo Moo, the other cow reticulated python. Not as socialized as Perdita by a long shot, but still really good. I mean, you might remember when I first got this snake, it was pretty hyper and kind of like to bite. Now it's unbelievable. I mean, she is really doing well. The only thing that she has to get over, and this is a retic thing sometimes, is she will occasionally want to pee when you're holding her. So within time, she's going to get used to the handling part, and then she'll stop peeing on people, which will be real nice for me. I tell you what, Al Machino has been a rock star over here. I would say, like Perdita on the other side is a snake that everyone wants to hold. Everybody wants to spend time with Al. He's a great snake, super placid, unbelievably beautiful. So this has definitely been the animal I thought that would be one of the stars, and it turns out that he certainly has been. I mean, look at that snake right there. Unbelievable. That is breathtaking. Sunfire definitely is settling in good. She uses the entire enclosure. I love this enclosure, and she's doing a really good job, especially when she climbs and stuff like that. She looks so good. And then, I mean, come on, I don't even have to tell you guys, Salt and Pepper are unbelievable. Come on, big girl. Look at this animal. Of course, Pepper is just loving the new enclosure. There's no doubt about that. It's just chilling out a lot of times in the water. Doesn't come up as much. Now Salt is spending time on the land and in the water, eating really well. They're both crushing food, so I couldn't be more happier with this one because I want my animals to be happy, and they seem to be loving this enclosure. Of course, the Amazon Basin Emerald Tree Boa is just starting to go opaque into shed, so we still have to get this misting system on. And I'll be honest with you, with this kind of shutdown that we have with the virus and stuff like that, it's given me an opportunity to take a little more time and do some things that I've wanted to do. I'll get caught up on the misting system, as well as just a little bit more family time. So I'm trying my hardest to use this time as a way to kind of embrace it, right? It's a terrible situation for so many people. I realize that, and it's never a great thing that we're not open to the public. Obviously, we're a place where we need people to keep running. But with that being said, let's look at the positives, right? I mean, the fact that we can do things that we've been talking about doing, now we have the time to do it. We can, again, take advantage of family time and friend time and catch up on all those things. Maybe some rest as well. Of course, the birthday party room with this awesome mural that Jay put in for us. We've got a TV over here that we can, you know, watch movies if we want to, watch TV, whatever it is when we're having events. I absolutely love this room. I love the way it turned out. It's absolutely amazing. Of course, the next room over here is the snake massage room, which is really, at least for the first weekend, was a hit. You know, hopefully when we reopen, people want to come in and get on the table with me and spend some time with my boas and corn snakes and stuff like that. But like I said, there'll be plenty of time for that in the future. I'm not stressed out about it. And again, we can be bummed out, and listen, it's a tough time, but we can also look at the positives and try to spin it the best we can. Foot spa, crazy cool, unbelievable. People love it. I love it. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't think there's been a day since we got the fish in that my feet haven't been in here at least once, because it's just, I think it's amazing. Of course, this enclosure is going to probably be one of the most special enclosures for me, because at some point we're going to have my good friend Forrest Croc Monitor in here. I'm going to have a big dedicated plaque for him that will go on the cage that will really memorialize him and his life and celebrate his life. And every day when I come and look at this, I can think about him. So right now the enclosure is empty, but it will be full sooner than later. Obviously in these crazy times, I'm not really traveling much and stuff like that, as you can imagine. So here in the next couple weeks, 3 weeks, whenever it happens to be, we'll get that Croc Monitor. We'll go see Desiree and Lars, make sure they're doing well, and do everything we can do for them. Again, link is always going to be in the description to the GoFundMe page for Forrest. Please show that love if you can for me. Of course, we have our baby frill dragons here that are so cute, and I like them because they're in enclosure. You can see right up here, they hang out on the branches and everything like that, so it's kind of cool because it is a tall enclosure, and because it's tall, it's not exactly the best for animals that might be on the ground, but for arboreal animals, it's absolutely incredible. Of course, we have our caiman lizards. Now, I've been saying this for a little bit, guys, but I'll say it again. These are not going to stay in here. These guys are in here just temporary. They're actually going to go into a mainly aquatic enclosure that they have lots of climbing and stuff like that. Another thing that I can get done now that I have a little bit more time is get the environment that I want them to be in. And again, they'll only be in that that for probably 6 or 8 months, and then they're gonna upgrade again into even a larger enclosure, because these guys are pretty large. They do need a lot of space, and they're absolutely adorable. Then we have El Toro, the bull snake. It's so cool. You know, bull snakes are really cool, and it's a big colubrid snake, super placid. Not all bull snakes are placid. I mean, a lot of them are, but not all of them. This one is super good, and it's gonna get quite a bit larger. So far, kids have loved handling this animal, because normally it's kind of a little bit more energetic and kind of fun to handle. Really a beautiful snake. Just a great addition to the animal ambassadors here at the new Reptarium expansion for sure. And then of course, an animal that started off at the Reptarium and then ended up back at BHB and is now back here, of course, is Irwin, the blue-tongued skink. It's a northern blue-tongued skink. So we have Potato on the other side. People love Potato. Love Potato so much that we wanted to put another skink over here. And the fact that Potato's a Centralian blue-tongued skink, it's really difficult to get them. There's very few of them in the country. So we decided to put Irwin back over here. And it's been a hit too, because again, people love blue-tongued skinks, and this guy is absolutely wonderful. And guys, we have a gift shop. Of course, this is Lori's baby, to be honest with you. She did a lot of work on this. Looks absolutely incredible. We've got all of the Reptarium merchandise, shirts, hats, you know, cups, mugs, all that type of stuff. And then we have, of course, all these kind of plushies and kind of toys. And I mean, look at how adorable this is. Is that thing absolutely crazy or what? And even these, I mean, these are so cool, so realistic looking. It's pretty amazing. So Lori's done a great job, and it's been a huge success. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, I didn't know if it was going to go well, but wow, has it been amazing. And then of course the creme de la creme, when you walk in, you've got the anaconda cage. And unfortunately we are continuing to deal with bacterial blooms as this filtration is going. We do water change, it clears up, then it gets cloudy again. This will clear up here in the next couple weeks for sure, and then we can kind of keep things in check. The other thing we're doing is we're putting a system in that can refill the water with 82-degree water. That way we don't have to worry about, you know, keeping the water warm or cool. We can do more often water changes, stuff like that. So that is the Reptarium tour, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. Again, let me know in the comments if you want me to do a longer one. This was probably pretty long as it was, but I had a good time. And hey, let's just keeping this together, people. It won't be long before we're open again, and you guys can come see us and we can enjoy these animals together. But in the meantime, I'm here for you. I will be here every morning. By the way, I also will be doing a podcast at least once a week, maybe even twice a week. It's called Checking In. You can subscribe to it right over here. Should be a good time. You can roll through an entire playlist if you're bored, stuck at home. Over here, you can hit that subscribe button for this vlog channel. Turn the post notifications on. Be safe out there. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to someone if you can. I promise I'll see you guys tomorrow.